right, welcome everyone to the third episode of our Star Trek Picard Fake Nerds Watch series. I am Brandon C. McClure, the Fake Nerd Podcast. With me on this trek through Star Trek Picard is Michael Karls from the Downright Nerdy Podcast. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks again for having me on. Excited to talk episode 3. Can't believe we're already at episode 3 after so many months of waiting for this show to come about. We're already almost halfway through.
Yeah. Thank goodness that this episode finally gets out of Earth.
Yes, exactly. And what a way that it did, right?
Yeah, I liked, so initial thoughts, might as well.
Yeah.
I was not crazy about this episode, but I really liked the ending.
That's exactly the way I felt. Exactly. Like, couldn't have said it better for me.
I just kind of felt like this episode was, it's a little meandering. We get a lot of information that we already know. The flashback, we get another flashback in the beginning to the Mars attack.
It's more of a I mean, it's obviously more of a telling of their relationship, of him and Rafi's relationship, right?
Yeah,
which is good because I mean I didn't know any of that, which is nice. I didn't read those comics yet, so
yeah, and the comics don't deal with that either. That aspect of it, but it is kind of cool to see that. What do you think of that era uniform?
At first I thought I liked it, but as the clip kind of kept going, I didn't really like it.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Wait,
is it though? Is it cool?
So it is. My issue with it is it's two pieces. Sorry, you'll see me trying to get my cat out.
So I don't mind the two-piece suit because we got a lot of the two-piece suit before, but it's just a weird. It's like the two-piece in a different part. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So so my issue with it is kind of like how it's made. It looks really, really loose on everyone. Yeah. And the uniforms are always generally a lot more fitted.
Form fitting. Yeah.
So I kind of, it's a little off-putting because it looks like just everyone's wearing pajamas, and then you get like, it's two pieces, so there is a shirt and a pants, but it's all black, so it just looks like one piece.
But it reminds me of like the onesie from episode 1 of TNG, the onesie piece.
Yeah, what? But I think they're trying to like evolve the DS9 look.
Yeah.
The Voyager look, I guess, more accurately, because DS9 adopted the movie look. And that's cool, but like the whole point of that look was that it was always a one piece, and it looks a little bit better because you don't have the flowy shirt.
Yeah.
The black doesn't need to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
With something like that, you need something. You need a lot more red, a lot more yellow, or.
You know what I was really kind of hoping for? Like, actually, after I watched it the second time, I was thinking to myself, man, why couldn't they have given Picard, like in that flashback at least, why couldn't they have given Picard the goatee like we saw in the comic books from Hive? How cool would that have been? Yeah. Or even from the Future Imperfect episode where he had the goatee. Remember
his beard? The goatee. Yeah,
it was the goatee. I always liked that look on him.
They gave him a goatee in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, exactly.
TNG, yeah.
They also gave Spock a goatee too.
Yeah. I heard a rumor, but I want to run this by you. I heard a rumor that Commodore O could be Mirror Universe.
Ooh.
What do you think of that?
I think that's much more plausible than something else, some other things that's been kind of rattling in my head, because Vulcans they've always been so I mean, they've been traditionally always so logical and thinking things through. It seems like this particular Vulcan is not thinking like clearly for the good of the Federation. It's just so it's just she's acting very non-Vulcan, if that makes sense.
I would totally be into the idea if we hadn't already done the Mirror Universe on Discovery.
Well, we've done the Mirror Universe in almost every show except for DS9, right?
No, DS9 and the original series are the only two shows that did do the Mirror Universe.
I mean, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Voyager and Enterprise did.
Yeah,
Enterprise did. But in Discovery,
I like Enterprise's Mirror Universe almost better than anything else.
Yeah, me too. I like that episode a lot.
They're really, really good.
Yeah.
They're really good. I mean, as much as I love like Trouble with Tribbles from DS9.
Oh yeah, it's a good episode.
That was a great episode. I love that episode a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, just for a story from a storytelling perspective, I liked Enterprise a little bit better.
Yeah, I think the Mirror Universe two-parter is really awesome.
Yeah.
Hoshi Sato, welcome to the Fake Nerds Watch of Enterprise.
Yeah.
T'Pol's outfit always got me going as a kid.
I love T'Pol. I love Sato, and oh man, they're
yeah,
great.
they gave Travis something to do, which is hard for that character to find something to do.
Yeah.
When they find the Defiant and they're in the classic uniforms, that's good. Man, that episode's good shit.
It's good. It's good. I'm gonna rewatch it now. Later.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, going back to what we're talking about.
We've gone back to the Mirror Universe so often. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
We've kind of already had a Mirror Universe swap with Oscar Isaac's character in Discovery.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, as much as it makes sense, like that theory, I don't think that they're going to do it because this show is going to be based on things that we haven't seen before. Like we haven't seen the gosh, I want to say Tal Shiar, but the more secret Tal Shiar.
The Zhat Vash.
Zhat Vash. Why can't I never remember that? The
Zhat Vash.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a bunch of things that we've never seen before. I don't think they're going to be really pulling something as big as that into this, at least this season. I mean, I could almost see them doing something kind of ridiculous at the very end of this season, being, something like a what do they call them? A cliffhanger where like, oh, is this the Mirror Universe or something? I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
I hope not, but I mean, I could see them doing something extravagant.
It's Section 31 in the Mirror Universe, which are wells that Alex Kurtzman likes to go back to quite frequently.
Yeah.
And
that's another reason. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just don't want to, I want to keep pushing forward. I don't want to have to deal with things I've already seen before.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the nature of this episode. Anyway. So
after the flashback, during the flashback, we see, Picard, he gave his last, he gave them an ultimatum, gave Starfleet an ultimatum, and they accepted his resignation. And Rafi is surprised, and then she gets pissed, and then she storms off.
She gets fired because of this.
Yeah, which
doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, unless it's one of those like just by association, like not guilty, but like, I don't know. When has an admiral
resigning ever made a lieutenant get fired?
There has to be some missing piece that we haven't gotten yet, obviously.
Maybe
where that would explain why she is why she got fired as well.
It's not even that she's being insubordinate either. She's just
so quick. Yeah, I mean, unless Picard somehow revealed something that went against federal regulation that would make her complicit in that as well during his little speech and his resignation. That'd be the only thing I could think of. Maybe, and it had to be some kind of weird plan that they had already done that would have already violated that, as opposed to just thinking of a plan to help save a race.
Right, but there's nothing. Even the Federation acknowledges there's nothing wrong with the plan. It's just that they don't have the resources.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with what they were doing. It's just that they couldn't do it, and they're just like, "Nah, you're all fired."
Well, I mean,
it's just a weird bit of logic.
It is a plot hole that has been tugging at my brain.
Yeah. But I want to ask you about something that's been tugging at my brain.
Yeah, real quick before you do that, just while I have this thought, Rafi, I absolutely love. I love her more. Like after this episode, I love not only her but the actress's portrayal. I can't remember her name, forgive me, but the actress that portrays her does a phenomenal job. I mean, when she said that, she said something to the effect of, for 14 years, you didn't even call, you didn't do anything. I needed you and you weren't there. Man, that got me. I'm like, oh my God, how did Picard do this to her?
Yeah, that's the question. Like, why would Picard do that? Because he kept in touch with
everybody else.
The Forge. I have an issue with her rant towards him, though. When she's just like, yeah, you're in your nice vineyard with your nice furniture, and I'm in my trailer park. It's like, there's no money in the Federation. There's no class system in the Federation anymore. You should, if you want a vineyard, go get a vineyard.
In the past 14 years, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah,
the Federation is a post-money world.
Her being in a trailer in the middle of the desert is her choice.
Right. So it would have to be, but she treats it as like, I'm poor and you're rich and you're da 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 da. It's like, hold on.
I think that actually could just be her own way of like, not just self-pity, but just I don't know. Maybe she's depressed, right? I mean, she is depressed. She's going through, she's drinking, she smokes, she's living this unhealthy lifestyle. And it's all due to some event that happened between her and Picard that kind of drove her into this deep depression where she's living like, yeah, she probably can have all that stuff, but she doesn't want to be around people. She's a recluse now. And I think she feels like she's all that is caused by Picard in her mind. Right.
But she has to, but what you're describing is something that she would have had to do by her own volition. That it's her choice that she is in a trailer park. Whereas if the way she frames it is like me yelling at our president for being rich and I'm poor. Like we have a class system in the 21st century. We don't have a class system in the 24th century. You know what I'm saying?
Unless it's just something that she's just creating, though, just due to her mental instability at the moment.
And if that's the case, that would need to be explained a little bit more.
And to be honest, I don't think this is the last that we've seen of all the flashbacks.
No,
I mean, I think we've had flashbacks in every episode, so I think that this is something that's going to be key for this at least this first season until we get to everybody.
They're trying to fill in the 14-year gap, which I'm okay with. I don't
mind the flashbacks. Yeah, I don't mind the flashbacks.
Yeah, it's just a weird bit of like, and it goes back to kind of my issue with modern Trek. Like they're taking a lot. They're not just like dealing with issues that we deal with, like xenophobia or things like that, but they are cut and pasting the society we live in today and putting it into the future, where that's not necessarily ever been the case. Yeah,
I think it would have been a lot easier. I mean, it would have been nice if they just never stopped doing Trek TV shows for the whole past 14 years, so we'd have these whole.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, either or. Okay, so after the flashback, is that when she says like, "Hey, go! I got a pilot for you." So like out of nowhere, she has a pilot.
We meet. What's the pilot's name?
God, Rios.
Yeah. Rios, who has one, maybe two emergency holograms.
That's him.
Yeah, that are him.
That's awesome.
I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah.
No, I like.
And
this
they
character.
have different accents.
Yeah,
each hologram has a different accent, and actually, that actor is actually Scottish, which is kind of neat.
Oh yeah, so the real person is his normal accent, but I also like how I do appreciate how he plays it cool at first. Like he's the cool guy with the cigar and the thing, but then afterwards,
I loved it.
Yeah, but then afterwards, he's like, no, it's Admiral Picard.
Yeah,
like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but at the same time, I loved how Picard is like like he said, within the first 5 minutes, he knew like this guy was Starfleet just based on how his ship was just how it looked. You know, it was really, really. I love that interchange between them, and I mean the cigar smoking captain, man, that's right up my alley. I'm 100% on board with Rios right now. I think he's gonna be a fun character. I want to see what the relationship is between him and Raffi.
Yeah, me too.
I'm curious to see what that is. I
don't love his ship design.
Nah, me either. I mean, me either. But yeah, I mean, in all fairness, I ain't either initially, and I grew to love that ship.
That's true. So. But the thing about the Defiant, all Starfleet vessels kind of have a similar kind of design to them, a design sensibility of the saucer section and the nacelles, and then the hull it varies. The current design sensibility for modern Trek is very I'll be mean, it's generic. I think we're seeing a bunch of generic ships.
It reminded me a lot of the Kazon ships from Voyager. Like they're all kind of like triangular, almost kind of, right? Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Remember the Kazon? I mean, the Kazon were like those like reddish kind of creatures. Like I don't know if you remember, but anyways, the Kazon ships are very like it kind of reminded me of this. Almost looks like a TIE fighter where they had like the 4 prongs that came out instead of like the traditional box wings. Just a little bit bigger and more triangular. And I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't mind it. I don't, because it's not a Starfleet ship. He's not a part of Starfleet, so I really don't. It's just another ship. I mean,
but
I would have gotten really excited if we saw Firefly, the Serenity, in there too. So I don't know.
But we haven't really seen a Starfleet style ship in these modern Star Trek
Not
shows.
yet. Yeah.
I'd like to see. I want to see what the Starfleet looks like right now.
You know what I've been kind of curious about? I'm curious as to if there is an Enterprise right now, who's captaining that? And do you think that we'll see the like a newer version of the Enterprise I bet you that's it. At the very, I'm calling it right now. At the very end of the season, we're going to see the new Enterprise.
Maybe
that'll be the cliffhanger for season 2. It's a new Enterprise with a different captain and different crew, obviously.
So both Picard and Discovery end with an Enterprise reveal at the end of the seasons.
Everything is all coming together, full circle.
That'd be funny.
No, I'm not saying that. Just the Enterprise. I don't know which one it's going to be.
Well,
I think timeline wise, it should be E, right, or F.
It would.
No, it's F.
If E is still around, it would be E. But theoretically, it would.
No,
be
it's
F.
not E. No, it can't be. No, E. No, it's not E. It's going to be either F or G.
Why couldn't it be E?
Because that's not canon anymore. I'm thinking about the novel I read. Never mind. Yeah, it might be E. 14 years later, you never know.
The D was in service. I mean, the A was in service for like 26 years.
Yeah.
So like it's possible that the E could still be in service.
Yeah.
Maybe Geordi is captain.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah. Right.
That's why. Yeah. Or maybe Beverly's captain.
Captain LaForge of the Enterprise E. That'd be great. Anyway, sorry. We meet Hugh.
Yes, finally we get to see Hugh, and he brings the other twin in. Apparently, all the Romulans that were assimilated are not able to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Romulans are the only ones that aren't able to come back into the real world without some kind of defect.
Yeah, there seems to be an issue with a lot of X-Borgs, but the Romulans tend to have it the worst.
I think they said that they've never had a Romulan fully come back, too.
Yeah, they also mentioned that these Romulans are the only ones to ever be assimilated by the Collective, ever.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, which tends to bring me back to remember my theory last week, where we talked about how I thought that they're going to try to retcon the initial encounter of the Borg with all these everybody that's in the universe right now, saying that Romulans actually came into contact with Borg, millennia before possibly, and that's why they vowed not to ever make any cybernetics or anything in fear of them, because of their interaction with the Borg. Maybe. I hope not. Like I said, I hope not. Like I said last week, but
the only hole in your theory is how could the Romulans get to the Delta Quadrant?
Well, I mean, I think they do, because they're on the. I guess if you look at the different quadrants, they are on the. I guess the southeast corner of the galaxy technically, and that would mean that their northern border would be the Delta Quadrant. So I mean, unless somehow they got like some kind of rogue thing, or I hope they don't do something where like a millennia ago they actually did used to do cybernetics and all that stuff, and they actually were they invented the Borg or something like that. Know?
There is a lot of retconning for Romulan society in this series.
There is.
And there's a lot of things that are just kind of not mentioned, which I think should be. Like Hugh, what happened to all of the other Borg from that episode of Descent?
Yeah, I'm
wondering. Where are they?
I don't know. I really like his character, how he's the one that's like trying to bring everybody back from essentially creating all the XBs, like bringing them back.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for his character that he would be the executive director of this project or something like that.
You know what? I don't understand. Like, so like he made a comment about how people hate XBs almost more than they hate the actual Borg, which is weird to me. Like, I don't know why anybody would hate them.
Yeah.
It's
Seven,
weird.
Hugh, Picard.
Yeah,
all not hate.
Yeah, why would everybody else be hated? I mean, it's like there's like this stigma about ex-Borgs. I'm like, well, I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me.
There are 2 in Starfleet. Like, I don't understand that at all. Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah. So anyway, so he introduces her to one of the Romulan women that's an XB, and
yeah. How do you feel about Soji's plot in this episode?
I think it's interesting. I think it's definitely clear that the Borg know who she is. She doesn't know who she is.
Yeah.
Right.
I hated it.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, there really wasn't. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it.
There's nothing. We learned nothing in this, and
yeah,
it's cut so strangely. With the main narrative is clearly Picard trying to get a ship, and that's got momentum, and I'm kind of into it because it's a character I like. Soji has failed to connect with me in the same way that Daj did. It's weird because Daj was only in that one episode, but I cared about Daj way more than I cared about Soji after 3 episodes. But Soji's plot just kind of like came in at inconvenient moments. It would just be like, okay, hold on, wait, we got to show you what's going on over here.
Yeah.
And I'm just I don't care. Like, I just stopped caring after a while. I was like, no, keep me on Picard. I don't care about this right now.
Yeah, it's now that you say it, put it like that, yeah, it's very accurate. I'm just like, I don't have anything else to add to that. It's very accurate. That's a good way to put it.
That's the biggest reason why this episode landed a little flat for me, was Soji's plot.
Yeah.
It just didn't kind of work for me. And then Hugh was introduced with no fanfare. He just walks in, and there's only
out of nowhere. I was really hoping for a little bit more.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, hey, I'm Hugh. I used to be a Borg, and blah blah blah. Like,
it would have been nice if, like, for the first 2 episodes, he didn't have any speaking lines. He was just kind of up in his director's booth, like overlooking everything, and every now and then maybe Soji would look up at him or something like that, and he would see this person. Maybe in the first episode he's shadowed, in the second episode you can see his face a little bit, then the third episode we finally get him talking.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
So anyways, somehow she's able to talk to this Romulan XB, and the XB starts freaking out because she can see into her soul, or I don't know what it, quote unquote.
I met you tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah, I met you tomorrow, which I have no idea what that means, but no.
But
at the same time, I had the same feeling that you did. I just don't care.
Yeah, I just don't really care about this.
Yeah. The show is called Star Trek Picard. Let me go back to it.
By the way, though, do you think we're going to get Bruce Maddox in the next episode?
Not the next one. I bet you we're going to get him eventually, because we still haven't seen 7 of 9 or Riker yet. I have a feeling we're going to see them first before we go out into deep space. I mean, I know that he's like, yeah, let's go engage. We might go see Bruce, but I think they're going to have to stop somewhere on the way.
Yeah. Since you mentioned it, how great was it to see him say engage again?
That I was going to save it for the end, but yes. Just when Rios was just about to. By the way, just real quick, the layout of his bridge with the clear screen,
the heads-up display,
the heads, all that stuff, I loved. I love that updated look. I think it's really neat.
Yeah.
And then he goes, all right, coordinates set.
He just kind of looks at him. Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, how happy do you think he was to say engage too?" By the way, look, he was giddy as hell. That got me, and I was so happy. I watched that probably 3 or 4 times.
I wonder if Alison Pill's reaction was genuine, just like the actress's reaction, or if that was just for a character. Because it feels a little out of character for the character, but not if it was for Alison Pill. By the way, Dr. Jurati continues to be my favorite character. I love her.
So, while I still like her, I still think she is my favorite character. I was a little. I don't want to say underwhelmed, but I think that me loving Rafi's part in this episode just over accentuated her over Alison Pill for this episode.
Sure,
but yeah,
no, I did really like Rafi.
I did love it. So Picard gets attacked. We forgot about that.
Yeah, and he can still hold his own.
he could hold his own. His Tal Shiar friends hold their own.
Siobhan and
then
Laris.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I need to do better with these names.
I love them. I love them.
They're outside of the crew. I think which one's the female?
Laris.
She's probably one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
I really like her. But they like Siobhan goes to like kill the Romulan. He's like, no, we're not like them anymore.
We're not like them anymore.
Yeah, I like that a whole lot.
But yeah, they definitely have. It was fun watching that little scene, and then your girl comes in and she's like, "Oh, I hope that was a stun setting." He's like, "Romulans, we don't have a stun setting." Like, oh boy, she starts freaking out. Do you think there's something about? I think your girl might be a mole.
I think so too.
For Commodore O.
I think so too.
I think she's a mole because she kind of shows up out of nowhere. She says, like, I told her everything except for the fact that I'm going with you. I'm like, I don't believe you for 1 second.
I don't think she is a willing mole. But I think I think she will. I think it's one of those things where it's going to be revealed that she's a mole, but then she's going to like be like, no, but I'm sorry, I didn't want to do this. I'm forced to do this.
She's going to have some kind of weird tracking device or whatever. And then Rafi, what I think, yeah, you think you're right. She's going to be like, I'm sorry, I was forced to do this, yada yada, and that will. I mean, another thing that kind of made me think she's a mole is like at the end, Rafi was like, wait, did you even do a background check on her or anything just like bare minimum?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, we did. They just brushed it over. I'm like, oh, okay, I know where this is going. So she's going to be revealed as the mole. Rafi's going to hate her. Picard is going to want to save her. Rafi's going to say something to the effect of like, this is what happened before, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. And we're going to get more of a backstory. I think that's probably what's going to play out.
Yeah, I think so too. I 100% think that's what's happening. Which I'm not opposed of. I'm just really happy we're off planet Earth. Oh my God.
You know what's kind of neat? I love the makeup of the crew. It's like a motley crew.
Yeah, I do too.
You know?
Like he had.
I can see a lot of fun little interactions with every single character with all the other characters. I think it's going to be really fun.
It is a little bit upsetting. Like someone brought this up to me at work the other day. It was like, you know, when we revisited Kirk, we brought back the whole crew. Everyone came back, but when we revisit Picard, everyone's not back, and that's kind of a bummer that he had to rely on a new crew. True, but I don't think Riker, or even if we meet LaForge and Seven, I don't think that Picard is going to have them on his crew for the series. He's just going to interact with them throughout. There are going to be cameos at least guest stars at most. Yeah. I don't think any of them are going to be stars, and that's kind of a bummer. I think that it sucks not to see Picard with his crew on a regular basis. But that said, I like the crew. I like these guys.
Exactly, and I was just about to say that. Like, yeah, it sucks. It sucks getting older. Yeah, it sucks. Seeing change. But at the same time, what I've been seeing from this new crew, I'm very hopeful for the future. I'm excited. I mean, each week I am getting more and more excited to see the next episode. Mm-hmm. This new crew, they're fun to watch. I love the captain. I love his now first officer Rafi. I love Picard, obviously, and the doctor. I'm curious to see if they're going to add anybody else to the crew.
We're going to meet the next member of his crew, who's a Romulan.
Oh yeah, the is he a Vulcan or a Romulan?
He's a Romulan.
Okay, so he's a Romulan, like swordman.
Yeah,
sword fighter, kind of like a Three Musketeer kind of guy, I guess.
I was thinking more of a samurai.
Samurai, yeah. Okay. We're going to see probably Picard get back into his fencing techniques.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be kind of neat.
The next time. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So the next time always kind of gets me interested in what the next episode will be. But right now, and I think I'm more interested now that we're off Earth. But right now, I'm kind of like, all right, you're kind of. I was up here with the first episode, but now I'm kind of like, I'm not sure where I'm at right now with the series.
Okay, all right. I mean, I still think for me the nostalgia is still pulling me in.
Yeah,
I'm still in that. I mean, yeah, they like the shock and awe. I'm still in that awe stage, right?
Yeah,
they shocked me in the beginning, but I'm still in the awe. Like if it doesn't really pick up further in the next two episodes or so, I'm gonna probably be where you're at. Like, come on, let's do something. I get you got the crew. Let's do something with the crew now. Come on.
Yeah, and now that we're out in space, I'm a little bit more hopeful. We're going to a gambling planet, Free Cloud.
Yeah.
Which I wonder, do you think we meet a Ferengi?
Oh, we have to.
I think so.
I think we have to meet a Ferengi or maybe the species of Morn. Remember him?
Maybe. Morn is still there. What if it's just Morn?
Oh no, Morn's dead. Morn died.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I was really bummed about that. They had a whole funeral for him.
That's true. Yeah. Morn's son.
Morn's son, Morn Jr., MJ.
So I always wonder, like, my thing about like the class structure of the Federation not making any sense in this episode, because there shouldn't be any. I wonder if the only currency in the galaxy is gold pressed latinum, or if there are other planets that have a currency within the galaxy.
Other planets that have a currency that we haven't seen yet.
That's true, but do the Klingons have money? Have we ever seen the Klingons pay?
I feel like I've seen like a couple coins, but I don't know if that was like for purchasing or for just like historical purposes. I'm not sure. I don't recall them having any currency.
Right. So if you look at the big galactic empires, I guess let's call them. There's the Klingon Empire, the Goran hegemony, the Romulan Empire, cats in his litter, the Ferengi. What are they called? The Ferengis people?
The Ferengi.
No, the Ferengi have like a governmental system.
It's called the. Here, hold on. I'm looking a couple things up right now.
Yeah. And then there's the Federation. So of all them, the only major
Ferengi Alliance.
Ferengi Alliance. Thank you. Of them, the only major power that we've ever seen use money or currency are the Ferengi.
Yeah.
And even the Federation adopt using gold pressed latinum when they're with the Ferengi.
I'm reading this right now. Yeah. Let's see.
Well, how messed up would it be?
The only thing I could find is the latinum right now.
Yeah. How messed up would it be if the Ferengi introduced gold pressed latinum into the galaxy, and then that seeped its way into Earth and recreated a class structure?
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Wouldn't that be awful?
Yeah. But then it could explain some things.
It could explain the class structure of the Federation.
I don't think they're going to do it just for the sake of this one episode, though.
No, I don't think so.
Unless there's some kind of overarching thing with that.
It just feels like my biggest issue is it just felt like we're doing it for the sake of people can be like, look how progressive we're being because we're attacking class structure. But you're looking at that as like, well, the time to do that would be the 22nd century when we still had currency.
Yeah.
Like we're now almost into we're a year away from the 25th century in this show.
So here I'm finding the monetary units for the Klingon Empire is called Darsek.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Let's see. Which episode is this? What's DIS?
DIS is Discovery.
Discovery, yeah. So it's only it's only mentioned in 3 episodes. Next Generation, Firstborn, Enterprise, Bounty, and Discovery, Will You Take My Hand? So those 3 are the only mentions of any Klingon what do you call it?
Currency. So if it was in TNG, then it would still be around.
Also, let's see. Oh no, that's different. It's a pre-warp civilization. Let's see.
Pre-warp civilizations don't count.
Yeah, we don't count them.
Well, I mean, the Federation doesn't either. So.
And also in the Mirror universe, there's the Terran Imperial Credit.
That I knew. It makes sense. The Terran Empire would have money.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that was just weird. It just seems unnecessary to introduce a class structure like that, or someone to be upset with a supposed class structure in the Federation.
Yeah.
Because again, like Picard has people working on his vineyard. Theoretically, they don't have to be working on his vineyard. They're doing it because they want to.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, I mean, I could imagine. I mean, there'd be several people that would want to be working closely with the great Admiral Picard.
Yeah.
Hell, I do that. Hell, you want me to cut some grapes? Let me have tea with you once a week. Hell yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. like people do the jobs that they want to do, and you don't have to worry. The whole point is that you don't have to worry about overpopulation or too much commerce, because there are millions of planets that we have populated.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I had a similar problem when we went to Mars in the last episode, when it's just like, oh yeah, we have to work a skeleton crew, and you know, we don't get the good replicators.
Yeah,
it was the good replicators.
Yeah, I understand that part.
Like, why not? Why can't you? If you want a replicator, get a replicator.
Yeah, just replicate a good one. I mean, I could understand, like, you know, having to work like a graveyard shift or something like that, because I mean, like my job, I absolutely love my job, but I mean, there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to be here. You know, I mean, it's still something I choose to do. You know, it could be.
I realized what I said after I realized that they're Federation, so it's their duty to do something like that.
Yeah, that too.
But it's not. They're not construction workers like we have construction workers.
Exactly. Yeah, they're the way that they're portraying it is not canon for us.
It's not 24th century. It's 21st century.
Yeah.
So that's
another example of them trying to force, you know, all the issues that we see right now into injecting it into Star Trek.
And there's ways to do it. Star Trek found ways to do it by going to other planets or finding an analogy. Like the xenophobia, I like that. I think that's good. Our people right now are very xenophobic, so we project. Let's go to the 24th century. Let's put that into the 24th century. How would that look like? Well, maybe something really bad happened to the Federation, and they became pretty xenophobic. So
good, yeah.
That I'm okay with. It's the class structure. It's the projecting the class structure onto the Federation. Projecting our class structure onto their Federation. That I'm like, that's not. You're not making the legwork work for me to buy that this is a thing.
Yeah. What do you think we're going to see in the next episode? Like, what do you think the purpose of the new Romulan swordsman is?
I think we're going to a Romulan colony.
Okay.
A refugee colony specifically.
For what purpose? Like, why are they going there?
Well,
I mean, obviously Bruce Maddox is somewhere that they're going, but it looks like they're stopping first at maybe he's at Free Cloud. Free Cloud, yeah.
Free Cloud. This could be Free Cloud, but it looks like that Picard has a connection to this Romulan.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. So it's probably like maybe they have a distress call and Picard needs to go.
Yeah, maybe it's the son of his companions on Earth.
No, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm curious to go again. I'm just glad we're off the planet. You know, maybe we'll get some forward momentum with the plot. If they have to describe to me what happened on Mars again, I might throw something at the TV.
Oh, man.
I get it. Mars is on fire.
You know, we're gonna see more of Mars. It's gonna happen.
If they show me new information, yeah, okay. But if they keep showing me like, oh, here goes the fate.
I forgot to ask you something. Is it implied that every single synth committed suicide after the destruction of Mars, or do you think some of them left?
That's a good question. I got the impression that they all committed suicide.
I mean, we only saw the one, but I mean, maybe those were just all the ground units that did that.
There are ships.
Yeah,
they piloted ships, so I don't know.
Did they like just go off into light speed somewhere or warp speed somewhere and
Maybe.
just never to be seen again, or did they all like suicide themselves into like the planet or something? I don't know.
So
or into other ships up in the atmosphere.
So you have reminded me of something. So I made the connection that this series is very Blade Runner-esque in its kind of inciting incident. There's a comic book that actually this more closely resembles, which is called Descender.
Oh yeah, I have a couple of those.
I love that book.
Ascender, and then there's Ascender.
Yeah, and I love Descender, and I'm currently reading Ascender, and I love it just the same.
Oh, good.
But the inciting incident Descender is that these giant robots almost wipe out a Federation like utopia, and then all the robots run away to a planet. So I wonder if we're going to see a planet of synths.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's run by Bruce Maddox.
That's run by. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Or maybe now he's been imprisoned by the synths to create more synths.
Or maybe Noonien Sung had a son that we don't know about, a real son.
Once again, probably in his 70s, played by Brent Spiner. Of course. Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be funny as hell.
Yeah.
Do you remember Enterprise when Brent Spiner played?
Yeah.
What was his name? What was his name? He was still Sung, but it wasn't Noonien Sung.
No, it was
like his grandfather or something. I like the three-parter.
That was the Augments.
Yeah, it's the eugenics con people. Yeah, I like that episode a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Just look up who did Brent Spiner play on Star Trek Enterprise?
I did, but now I'm let me do that.
Memory Alpha is a great source, guys.
Yeah, that's
go to Memory Alpha. While you're doing that, I'll just say it just feels like the series isn't as Erickson.
ARIK.
Gotcha. Yeah, it just feels like the series, the current showrunners aren't. I'm a canon junkie. Let me just say, I love things to connect well when it comes to canon, and if they don't, it doesn't necessarily bother me, but it is something that I'm just kind of like, well, I wish that connected a bit better. Modern Trek has an issue. I have an issue with Modern Trek where they're just like, we'll pull this from canon to make canon junkies happy, but we're not going to acknowledge this, which is directly connected to it. So that's what I feel like with, we'll pull Hugh to be like, hey, canon, guys, canon? You guys like canon, right? Hugh. But then that opens the door like, what happened to the other Borg from Descent?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah. I think overall, though, I mean, like I said, I did watch the first season of Discovery. So far, just 3 episodes in, I like this better than Discovery. So, I mean, in that respect, I'm still.
But is it because Picard's in it?
Probably, to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if that is.
If this show
even still the storyline, though, I'm more interested and invested in the storyline now than I was in Discovery, and also the timeline too has a lot to do with it too. Discovery is takes place it's another past, like before, right? And this is finally like something new or further into the future post Voyager that I'm excited to learn more about.
I'll be honest, I think if Picard wasn't a part of the show and it was a lot of the same stuff, I don't think I'd be as into it.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, I probably would agree with you. I can't really tell.
I'm intrigued to know where it goes, though.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch episode 4 next week, and not just because I ordered it for $5.99 a month.
Although it's part of it.
Yeah, probably is a part of it. Yeah,
it's not like this is a chore to watch either. Like, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, but at the same respect, I mean, unless if we were not doing this fake nerd watch, if I wasn't a part of it, I would wait until the season's done and then binge it after one, with the week-long free trial.
Yeah, I probably would too.
But I'm enjoying this too much, so talking about this is just as exciting to me as watching the show.
Yeah, me too.
And have you been watching the Will Wheaton after his recaps on every episode?
I haven't. No. Are they good?
You gotta show. So every episode he does essentially an hour-long video podcast on each new episode of Picard, and put on by CBS. It's free. Actually, I think it might even be free on YouTube too. But just after this episode 3, he had on the actress who played Rafi, and that actually made me love her character even more, because we got to see like a little inside look on the actress playing her, which is really neat.
Okay, that's cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah, make sure you guys make sure you definitely check that out. It's really, really fun. But after you watch ours, because ours is probably better. Our recaps a little bit. Yeah.
On that note, do you have anything more that you want to add, or should we get out of here?
I think I'm good. Overall, I'll give it instead of 2 thumbs, I'm gonna give it 1.5. Give it 1.5 for this.
I think I'm there too. I think
1.5 out of 2 thumbs.
Of the 3, I think this might be my least favorite.
Yeah, I think we're getting it because of the first 2. Well, the first 2 should have been 1 episode. I think we talked about.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like it goes 1, 1, 2, and 3 for me. That's like my ranking of the episodes.
Yeah, mine too. Hopefully the next episode picks up. Like I said, glad to be out in space.
Hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Yeah. All right. So on that note, like I said up top, I'm Brandon T. McClure, the Fake Nerd Podcast. You can find all the Fake Nerd Podcast stuffs on this page. So click like and subscribe on this. And you can find our show every week on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Last week we talked about pirating comics. This week we're talking about Birds of Prey.
Cool.
We're going to review Birds of Prey this week. This might be up when that episode is out already, because we're a little behind right now. But anyway, and Michael Karls, where can they find you?
They can find me at YouTube's, Instagram, Twitter's, all the your favorite podcasting apps. And I finally got to redo my website, so where you can find us now at www.downrightnerdy.com.
Oh, very cool.
It's very, very basic. It's like everything you find there is what you'd find on my Instagram or YouTube or whatever. So nothing really too crazy. I'm just trying to make it look decent and professional. But yeah.
Then I'll make sure that we link in the description of that.
Cool. So. Yeah. Down below, I guess. Go check it out, downrightnerdy.com. Be sure to check us out. Next week, we'll be filming our 50th episode, and we're going to be doing it's a huge giveaway announcement. We're both super excited about it. Pretty much almost everybody is going to have a chance to win something. So make sure you guys, stay tuned, click that notification bell on the YouTubes and on the Instagram, so you guys know where to enter.
Congratulations on 50 episodes.
Yay.
Does that mean you're at a year?
Yeah, actually we started February of last year.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, congratulations.
So thank you. Yeah.
I mean, the first year that's the hardest.
But it was so much fun. I mean, like seriously, we've going off topic a little bit, but starting this, we've met people that we never would have thought that we would met, have built relationships we never would have thought we would build, and it's just been such a ride, and we're both just super grateful to be a part of everything. So,
well, happy to have you in the community.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We'll do that. So, the links will be in the description. And until next week, when we talk about the 4th episode, live long and prosper.